Alrighty, so let us now talk about another panel that you can go to. Like I said, you've got to have alternatives because it's a fact. You're not going to get into Hall H or all the big ones. I know you want to go there. They sound exciting and fun, but it's a fact of Comic-Con. You're not going to be able to get into every single one of them. Good thing is, like I've been saying this whole time, there's something for everybody at San Diego Comic Con. And one of these panels is the one I'm about to tell you right now. It actually features another friend of mine that all of you have heard on the show before. Amin Amat. This time you're going to get to see him, not just hear him. The last time he's come on, he's talked about his graphic novel, The Road to Oz. This time we want to talk about it a little bit, but we're going to talk about a panel that he's actually on that, well, you know what? I'm not going to tell you because, like I said, here is Amin. Amin, good to see you. Really see you this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a face to the name this time around.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
not that it's going to make it any easier to spot me in the crowds at San Diego, but it's hopefully I'm tall enough that I can be easily spotted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even with that, I mean, you've been there before, and then anyone that's been there knows that you can be jumping like, I'm here, I'm here. Like there's a sea of humanity there. There's a lot of I'm here's over
That's
there.
good. Even the Groots get lost, which I thought
Yes.
was it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, like I said, the this time you're not gonna. Well, you probably will take the Road to Oz, have it with you, but you're actually on a panel that. Well, you tell them what it's all about. What's the panel going to be
Yeah,
about?
yeah. So the panel is you got comics in my games, you got games in my comics, and pretty much what the panel is going to be talking about the intersection between comics and games in terms of how you interact with the with your characters and players because one thing that before we had that clear separation, there were characters that were only in games and then there were characters that were only in comics. And nowadays, think Fortnite, for example, there's a lot of sort of cross-pollination of characters from one medium to the other. And so we were going to be talking a lot about that, exploring about the past, present, and even the future and what that means in terms of just for games and comics.
Yeah, because if when you guys look at the description, it says that the days when those two are separate are over, and it's true. It really is. Fortnite is a perfect example, but there's so many examples of other games, other mediums where not some isn't frowned on. It's frowned on if they don't cross over. Actually, is where we are right now. So yeah, a timely panel. Now you're going to be on it, of course. Who else is going to be on the panel with you?
Yeah, so we're gonna have James Sanderson, Tim Shields, Hannibal Tabu, and myself, and Joel Selner, and then the moderators Rick Hernandez, which he he was the moderator on the panel I did last year as well. So great guy, and at least from what I've been told about some of the other people that I'll be with, like great crew, great smarts. So I think it'll be an interesting and very and fun conversation that we'll have that day. So Saturday, 12 to 1 before the chaos really starts. So it'll be a nice way to kind of start your day at San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, yeah. Now, not that you don't fit in, but are you going to bring in the Road to Oz, or how does Amin fit into the conversation?
So, oddly enough, it fits because I have been thinking about with the characters that I've created on how they could work in other mediums. So it'll be animation, in particular games. I do game myself, Fortnite, Arc Raiders. But with Fortnite, what I've noticed, they've been doing a lot of introductions of characters and properties from different things, mostly pop culture, aka music. So that we have seen, I think now we see Olivia Rodrigo in there.
Mhm.
We saw Sabrina Carpenter. You know, items and stuff that you were like you wouldn't really associate that with gaming, but here they are, and they work just fine with their own unique sort of traits. And yeah, so when this conversation came up, because I do game and I've been looking into that, I think that my publicist Liz was like, I'm going to put you on this panel because we've been talking about this and it falls perfectly in line with what you're thinking. So my perspective will be as someone who has an intellectual property that is thinking about it, the pros and cons on it, and as well as kind of like I think in my case, what unique things would I like to do having my characters in this other medium, which would be pretty nice. Will they blow up stuff? Sure, why not? But it's fun. It's fun kind of having a new sandbox that you can play with, but still keep it within, I guess, within the original context of what the characters are supposed to be in.
Yeah. Yeah, and you this is like I think your first time. I don't think you've ever done a countdown to Comic Con episode. We just give the highlights. Obviously, we don't give away the entire panel. So
Yeah,
those
of
are the
course.
kind of topics that you guys will talk about on there.
Yep.
But let's talk a little bit in case somebody is hearing about you for the first time, and you heard me say it a few times. I mean, said it a couple times. We've mentioned the Road to Oz, your graphic novel. And you're wondering like, what is the Road to Oz? So tell them what is the Road to Oz.
All right. So the elevator pitches. There's a group of dissidents that weren't too happy about what occurred when Dorothy came into town. With the help of the wizard, they actually figured out a way to reverse everything. The Scarecrow inadvertently comes across that plan, and so now he has to figure out how he's going to save Oz and Dorothy in the process. And so right now, most of this stuff has been exclusively through Kickstarter, and you can probably get them if you reach out to me and or catch me at a Comic Con. Because I usually, if I'm attending, I'll have stuff there. If I'm going as I'm going like for San Diego, I will have a couple copies with me. So yeah, if you hunt me down and ask, I'll definitely give you one something signed and a sketch while I'm at it. Yeah, but this has been out for like about 2025 is when the first book came out. Kickstarter for the third one just funded, and that should be out in September. And then I'll have the fourth one coming out later this year. And then next year I'll have the graphic novel of volume one. But one of the key things I always tell people that if you spot me, always try and get the Kickstarter editions because they have each of them have 6 extra pages of art and story that I'm never going to reprint or they're never going to be seen anywhere else. So if you can manage to get one of those out of me, you're going to get an extra story out of it as well. But you can also just wait for the graphic novel, but you'll have another set of stories there that you're not going to see. But yeah, it's been a fun, really unique journey with it, and it's gotten me to San Diego. It's gotten me to the American Library Conference as well. So I'm happy and working hard uh, for I guess for this new venture.
Yeah, I was smiling when you were saying that because I just picture like you said at the beginning. Now they're going to be looking for the tallest guys. Like, hey, are you Amin Amat? Are you Amin Amat? Because they want to. You know how people in San Diego are. They need to get the exclusive. So if they can
Yeah.
only get it from you, they're going to be going up to every tall guy. Like, hey, did you do the Road to Oz? And they're going to be like, what are you talking about?
Well, there you go. Oh, this is the perfect spot. This is a fixed point in time during Comic Con will be Saturday the 25th from 12 to 1. You can I'll be there and then you'll be able to grab me. Uh you might be able to grab me in other spots of the convention, but that's I yeah, I'll be roaming around it and whatnot. But this is the perfect spot. Hear a great conversation and come up, and then if I have some copies left, which I should hopefully, then yeah, I'll be more than happy to give anybody who asks a copy of the book.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the for sure is 12 p.m. on
Yep.
Saturday at what's the room? The Grand 10 and 11 in the Marriott Marquis, which is right next to the convention center if you're not sure where that is. And look at their app. Everything is on there. Or you can just ask anybody. People, there's a lot of vets there. They'll be happy to tell you where to go. Now, are you going to be there all week or are you just going to be there for the panel?
Yeah, I get in Wednesday night and then I'll be leaving like super late on Sunday night. So pretty much trying to see and meet as many people as possible, but also just really just take it all in. It's always a blast to kind of see what everyone is doing, both in on the convention floor and outside of the convention floor. And I have a friend of mine who's it's gonna be his first time going to Comic Con, so I gotta make sure he doesn't get lost.
Yeah,
But
because
that's part of the fun, though.
no, I was gonna say you were telling me this right before we started. I think you told me last year, but it just slipped my mind with everything that's going on. Last year was your first Comic Con?
Yeah, yeah. I broke the cherry last year after God knows how long trying to get in. But yeah, I could gripe about not having been able to go to Comic Con for a long time, but to tell you the truth, I think it just worked out perfectly. So I really got to enjoy both sides of the convention as a professional and also as just somebody to enjoy the convention. So it worked out just fine. But yeah, peeps, make sure you got good shoes. Make sure you kind of do your little workouts before Comic Con because yeah, you will. I was putting in almost 20,000 steps easily every single day. But it's funny because I was aching at the end, but then I was kind of like, oh, I must go back out. I don't want to miss out on something. So it's incredible incentive to stay in shape. But yeah, dude, it's I always tell people, I was like, everything you've ever heard about Comic-Con, good, bad, and ugly, it's true. But you come back, you leave every year thinking about all the good stuff that once you keep going back. Um, and so for a lot of people that I've been talking about it, and they know, I'm telling like, yeah, it's New York is its own thing. San Diego is a whole nother beast in terms of how everything is treated. You know, it's incredible. That's really the only thing I could say about it. It's just like I can't tell. I can't really tell you in words. It's like you have to be there. And yeah, and like for me, as soon as I got off the plane, you know, I had people in cosplay at the airport like, "Here's your Uber," and I was like, "This is so freaking insane," but it was so awesome. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to it. You know, what's it? The time of this recording in 2 weeks, so definitely prepping up and everything like that, and making sure I get lots of sleep and eat a lot before I go because it does so much to see and you want to take it all in. And but yeah, it's what they say. It is Mecca.
Yeah, no, it's one as you were saying that because this entire episode I've been talking about it. This one especially is for first timers because when we covered Free Comic Book Day earlier this year, and then some other events we've done, we've met so many people that are going for the first time this year. And so I told them, listen to the Countdown to Comic Con episode. We'll
Mm.
tell you, we'll guide you how to go there. Now, like you said, you've only been to one. I've always told people, and every Comic Con vet knows this. You're not officially a vet until maybe your third, maybe even your fourth one. Because the first one, like you
For
said,
sure.
like you just said, it's the oh wow, I can't believe I'm actually here. The second one, you kind of know, but you still might find some new things. By the third one, you kind of got it down. By the fourth one, you start seeing some repeats, or I know how to get in line or how to get around the line or whatever. So by the fifth, sixth, yeah, you're definitely a vet. So, but everybody notice I've said this all these years. What's the first thing Amin said? Comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, comfortable shoes. For those, if you don't walk a lot, start doing it now. Because you know, a lot of us are not used to being standing up for long periods of time and whatnot. Start doing it now. If you're gonna, when you go grocery shopping, park the furthest away from the grocery store and get those steps in. Because it'll pay off. It'll pay off when you get there. Also, you know, make sure that where you're staying that you know how to get to and from either the buses or the trolleys. Um, if you're a first timer, then definitely do the trolleys as that's part of the experience. But if you're staying at any of the hotels with the buses, that's convenient too. Um, Hydrate, you know, also take don't don't pay attention to the FOMO. You can, none of us can split like an atom and be multiple places at once. It's gonna happen. You're gonna be in one place and know that something has happened over there. It's fine. Don't stress out about it. That's you're gonna experience stuff that other people are gonna have FOMO about it. So it's here. And just really enjoy it and take it all in because for me, outside of Hall H, I think a lot of the moments of Comic Con are really just wandering around the floor or in the gas lamp and these little moments that happen that are just they're incredibly unique and it's never going to repeat themselves. So that's always fun. And ask around about stuff, you know, for activations. If you can't get tickets, ask around about. A lot of people will be nice and be like, "Here, you know, I'm not going. You can have it." So that don't stress out about that either. You know, there's people are really great. I mean, it's I think that's really with so many people there, everyone's so incredibly nice. It creates this whole community. So I have a lot of friends that get anxiety, you know, because they're introverts, and I'm like, yeah, but you're in a place with a bunch of other introverts, so it kind of cancels itself out, and then it cancels itself out even more because if you see someone with a badge, you know that they're geek too. So that breaks the ice immediately. You're not gonna be like, oh, you like Star Wars, you know, no, it's that part's done with the conversation. It's like we go straight to it. Like, did you catch that? Um, but it's a whole vibe and just yeah, eat well, take care of yourself, enjoy it, pace yourself, stay hydrated because the heat, and also bring if you're gonna stay till late, you know, bring something else because San Diego may think it's warm the entire time. No, I paid that. I made that mistake because I did the Batman live concert on Saturday night and I'm thinking, oh, I'm fine with just the shirt. Yeah, until that fog came in, and I was like, I was a little cold, but I was like, I'm enjoying this. But yeah, but like yeah, a hoodie or even just kind of like a light jacket works wonders for the evenings and stuff like that. And and yeah, and if you're looking for something particular, go for that and then enjoy the convention. If not, to keep your eye out on stuff. There's tons of stuff going on all around, and just just take it all in, and walk it around and really enjoy it. And to tell you the truth, like I did, a lot of cool stuff will happen just by exploring and just taking it all in. But don't stress out. It's not that this ain't that type of convention.
Yeah. No, no, you're a million percent correct. And you're kind of getting this started early. The last segment in this episode is going to be, I'm bringing on two special guests to give you the first time, or just especially a Comic-Con 101, if you will, how to survive everything. And a lot of the things that you're mentioning, yeah, I know they're going to come up, but you're right. I know. Marvel's going to be there. You're probably going to get the Doomsday trailer, and you want to be there, but keep this in mind. You're going to be able to watch it over and over and over the week after. Yes, I know you want to be in there when they actually show it. Keep this in mind. You can't see them if you're in Hall H, but there's it feels like a million. It's not a million, but it looks like a million people. There's a million people that aren't in Hall H, and they're still going to enjoy the trailer when it comes out. So yeah, you may not be in there, but you're still going to be able to see that trailer. See, my microphone's ready to go to Comic Con. Oh, that trailer and all that. And you're also right. When I used to live in San Francisco, I used to tell people dress in layers. Same thing in San Diego. Similar weather. That area you see behind me, that's where you line up for Hall H and the marina, it's called. Yeah, during the day it is hot, very hot, but at nights it could be freezing, very freezing, as Amin found out. So yes,
Yeah.
layers is I don't know about other people. I usually don't get hungry the whole time I'm there, but do stay hydrated. That is important. You do need that. You don't want to pass out, getting excited and all of that. And yeah, David Glanzer, he's always said these are our people. It's our tribe, and it really is. Everybody that has a badge there, they're there for maybe not for the exact same thing you are, but they're. This is not social media. This is IRL. So that you're not going to find any negativity, no toxicity, nothing. If you're a fan of something, people don't make fun of you. They want to know about your fandom. Like,
Yeah.
really? Tell me about it. And that's how you make lifelong friends. So yeah, you're right. It is fun. That's what people miss really when San Diego is over. It's not really the panels, it's the people, the friends that you make there.
I mean, you're gonna get, like, for me, I end up having lunch all the time at the Hard Rock, the diner, because
Mm.
it seems like the best spot to kind of eat outside as long as you have shade and people watch. But yeah, you're gonna have that situation where you're gonna be sitting down, to the flash is gonna be on one side and you're gonna have a clean on the other. Uh, but outside of that, just a conversation with people. And I think because of the ice, this sort of barrier wall it's totally down. Yeah, you can talk with people about anything, geek or pop culture related, and you don't get a weird face from anybody. It's just kind of, oh, really? Oh, I saw that too. And it's a totally different vibe if you've not been around so many people, like with sort of like a similar mindset and interest. It's really freaking cool and very addicting. Um, but yeah, yeah, like I said, go in there, take care of yourselves. If get a good breakfast in. That's what I always try and do, like a lot of protein and whatnot, and you just power through the day. And tell you the truth, you may not even be hungry because you're just so on such a high
Yeah.
that you're like, "Damn, that's it, it's over. I gotta go back again." And then you have to do like everybody else. So we go through this like really bad withdrawal for another year until it happens. But that's part of it, and whatnot. But yeah, man, I'd say just go enjoy, take care of yourselves, hydrate, make use of the Comic Con bag. It's definitely gonna come in handy. And then yeah, and then you have the rest of the year to kind of flaunt
Well,
to
wait, see there, that's that a vets can, and anybody will tell you, yes, they look like it come in handy, but you're gonna hear this sound a lot. You do, but
has
you
a
can
weight
only,
limit.
yeah, you gotta be careful with those because people
So
collect them, but yeah,
artwork and prints and comics individually, graphic novels, you start to push it. But yeah, anything heavier than that, like I saw a bunch of people using that for the Funkos.
yeah.
But I know that the Funkos don't weigh that much, but if you kind of go overboard with it, you are gonna tear them. Uh,
Well,
or
actually, the Funko actually does also give out their own bags. Those are actually sturdier than the ones you
Yeah,
get
no,
at
those,
Comic
yeah,
Con.
yeah, I've seen those in New York Comic Con, and I think those are monstrous.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, if you can get a hand on, if you can get one of those, then you are good to go. Because they give a lot. That's the thing. At Comic Con, they give out so much stuff that then. Oh, and then there's, of course, there's the trick of a smaller suitcase within your larger suitcase when you go, because you always are going to have more stuff than you need. Especially, it doesn't matter if you fly or take a train. That's the best hack because there's your clothes and your cosplay stuff, but there's all the stuff you're going to want to get and buy and bring back. So that's always that's a good hack. So that's when I might do that this year. But then again, I might just take the really big one and not take a lot of clothes and just wash stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure that one out. But knowing that, but I was able to bring everything back last year, so which is always fun on the flight back. You can tell, if you look around, you see everybody with the bag and the full of stuff, and you get that look of like, yep, yep, yep. I'll see you next year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tease, I guess. We didn't plan it that way, but like I said, at the end of this, the last segment in this is going to be a Comic Con 101. So you hear a lot of repeats that Amin just mentioned. But if you want to meet Amin and get asking for the road to Oz, again for sure. Grand 10 and 11 at the Marriott Marquis on Saturday at 12 p.m. He will be there on the panel. You got comics. Oh, you got comics in my games. You got games in my comic. That'll be there. And so, Amin, thanks a lot for coming on. We will
Always a
hopefully
pleasure.
we'll see each other in San Diego this time.
Yeah, well, we have to. We point, so we should probably coordinate for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No excuse. We know what we look like now.
Yeah, for sure.